The Cosmic Cafe in Placerville is more than just a place to grab a coffee and a bite to eat. It's a unique blend of history, mystery, and culinary delight that draws visitors from near and far. It's a portal to the past, where every corner tells a story and every artifact has a tale to share. A time capsule filled with the echoes of lives lived and lost. The cafe is a living museum of memories. The building itself is over a century old, once home to Pearson's Soda Works, a beloved local establishment in its time. Now, it's known for its delicious food, warm atmosphere, and its unsettling paranormal activity that keeps people talking. Locals whisper tales of strange occurrences, objects moving on their own, disembodied voices, and the eerie feeling of being watched, especially after dark. I was drawn to the cafe's rich history and deeply intrigued by the ghostly stories that surrounded it. Little did I know I was about to have my own chilling encounter, one that would stay with me forever. My investigation began in the network of mine tunnels beneath the cafe. The air grew heavy and cold as we descended. I felt a pressure in my chest, a sense of being watched. The darkness seemed to press in, thick and suffocating. The guide shared stories of miners who lost their lives in those very tunnels. I could almost hear the echo of their pickaxes, the rasp of their breath. Deeper we went, the feeling of unease intensifying. It was as if the darkness itself was alive, breathing down my neck. Back in the cafe, I felt a chill despite the warmth of the room. My attention was drawn to an old dumbwaiter. It stood silent and still, a relic of a bygone era. The owner shared the tragic tale of a young boy who had tragically fallen to his death down the shaft, his tiny hand forever reaching out. As I stood there, I felt a strange tug on my shirt. It was a gentle pull, like a child's touch. I spun around, but there was no one there. A wave of cold air washed over me, leaving goosebumps in its wake. The owner leaned in, his voice barely a whisper, as if afraid the walls themselves might hear. He recounted a night when the cafe was closed, locked up tight, and not a soul was supposed to be there. He was at home, relaxing after a long day, when the phone rang unexpectedly. It was the cafe's number flashing on the caller ID, a sight that sent chills down his spine. He answered, a sense of dread gripping his heart, his hand trembling slightly, but there was only silence on the other end, a heavy, empty silence that seemed to stretch on forever. Then, a soft, mournful sigh, like a whisper of wind through the trees, broke the silence. He hung up, shaken to his core, his mind racing with possibilities. He knew with chilling certainty that he had received a call from beyond the grave, a message from the void. My time at the Cosmic Cafe was an unsettling journey into the heart of the paranormal. The moment I stepped inside, I felt an eerie presence, as if the walls themselves were whispering secrets of the past. The weight of the past is heavy there, the veil between worlds thin and fragile. Every corner seemed to hold a story, every shadow a lingering spirit. The whispers in the mine, echoing through the dark tunnels, sent shivers down my spine. The tug of unseen hands, cold and insistent, pulling at my clothes. The phone call from the empty cafe, its ring piercing the silence, yet no one was there to answer. These experiences point to a truth that chills me to my core. We are not alone. The spirits of the past are always with us, watching, waiting. The spirits of the departed linger in the places they once knew, their presence a constant reminder of the lives they once lived, their energy woven into the very fabric of the building. The air is thick with their memories, their emotions, and sometimes if we listen closely enough, we can hear their whispers, echoing through the years, telling us their stories, their secrets. The old hospital stood on a hill, looming, imposing. I always felt uneasy coming here. Even in daylight, shadows clung to its walls. My job was simple: overnight security, monitor cameras, make rounds. Easy, they said, but the silence was thick, heavy. It pressed down on me. The air always felt cold, even in summer. A damp, musty smell lingered, like forgotten things, like lost memories. I hated it. I didn't believe in ghosts, not really. Silly stories to scare new employees. That's what I told myself. But as night deepened, so did the unease. Each creak of the building, every rustle of wind outside sent shivers down my spine. The old nurses whispered tales, ghostly children, patients who never left. Just stories, I thought, trying to convince myself. The legend was always the same: children, patients long ago, their spirits trapped within the hospital walls, forever searching, forever lost. Some said you could hear them, faint whispers, tiny footsteps. I dismissed it as overactive imaginations, tricks of the mind. But tonight felt different. The air was charged, electric. An unsettling energy crackled around me. It was in my bones. I was halfway through my rounds, passing the old pediatric ward, empty, silent, or so I thought. A child's giggle, clear as day, coming from the room at the end of the hall. My blood ran cold, paralyzed with fear. I took a step closer, heart pounding. Another sound. A voice, small, sad. The words were lost in the echo of the building, but the sadness was not. I didn't need words, didn't need confirmation. I knew in that moment the stories were true, the children were real. Their laughter, their sorrow, it clung to the air, tangible, heartbreaking. They were trapped, unable to move on. I left the hospital that night, a changed man, haunted by the whispers of lost souls, forever bound to the hilltop hauntings.